welcome back to another episode of Bagged and Bored. I am Vlad St. Valentine. With me is the host with the Ramoses, Mr. Caidan Ramos.
How you doing?
Dude, I am... what the fuck is wrong with you people?
My God, this issue,
This took a left turn. Like, really, it did. Because you thought he was just doing one thing, you know, and I even said in our first video, I feel like the dogs are safe. Because the guy's just hitting people, you know, and he obviously collects the dogs and loves the dogs. Dear Lord, they said I was a fool for planting that banana orchard on the side of the mountain. You made sure of that. Golly. We've been walking around wondering this whole time who the asshole was, and Trish and friends made sure it was me.
Yep.
I found out I was the asshole. Thanks, guys. Fuck.
No, this you're thinking, okay, it's a 5-issue story. We hit that peak in issue 3, and you're like, okay, that's the end of it. We're gonna start turning around to the happy place. No.
You thought you did the worst of it, you know, you're like, thought you ripped that Band-Aid off. All right, got the Band-Aid off. That's cool, but here comes the spinal tap. Like, fuck you. Those aren't even remotely the same things.
No, that's...
One can be kissed away by mommy. The other one's going to require an epidural.
Yeah, that was a rough 4 or 5 pages there at the end. It just, oh my God.
Well, I mean, the desperation, the animals, was it the bull terrier who's like charging the fence? And so, all right, let's again, this is not an issue that we're going to spend a lot of time going scene by scene, because ultimately
you need to read this.
There's that, but like you can kind of sum up what happened in 2 sentences. And I can't ever remember any of the dogs' names. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing, guys. Forgive me. It doesn't mean I don't care.
That's why I'm here.
That's why Caiden's here. But
Earl, the bloodhound.
The main dog, the girl.
Sophie.
Why do I always say Missy? Because I had a basset hound named Missy. I always want to say Missy. But then again, like every time I named animals, it was always something people want to change because I always got too clever for myself.
Yeah.
And it was always like, no, that's stupid. We're going to change your dog's name. It's like, oh.
Tell them about your betas.
About what?
Tell them about your betas.
Oh, the betas?
Yeah.
We got, all right. So we got Beta Ray Bill. And then we got we bought one that had a bladder infection. He was like floating kind of on his last legs. So since he floated, we named him Georgie. Because they all float down here.
Yep, they all float.
And then we have the 2 frogs, D'Artagnan, like a dart frog, D'Artagnan. And then, what was the other one? It was Portoad. After the 2 Musketeers, Porthos and D'Artagnan. All right. But this issue, it again, we can sum it up as Earl and Sophie are arguing over, you know, he of course is arguing about, you know,
he's not a killer.
He's not a killer, but same thing we've been arguing about. And this issue is his slow realization about his past and going on his own to explore, you know, the master's bedroom, secret room. And then the other dogs exploring what happened to Victor. And then going into the punishment set, discovering something horrific and wanting to run the hell away. It's pretty much what happens in this issue. But damn it, if it's not, again, so well paced, so masterfully crafted. Because this is a story that I imagine you could have done as a one-shot if you just told the story without, you know, just we got to get from scene to scene. If you told it in a utilitarian fashion, you could tell the story in one shot. A big one shot, but you tell it in one shot.
Yeah, in a 32-page, yeah.
This is the way this is timed out, the way it's paced, the way it's done. It's suspenseful. Like my heart was beating faster when I was done reading this one tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of like the art, and I'm not taking anything away from the writing. The writing's wonderful, but the art, the way it's laid out, the way it's done, just
it's the tension that it made was just
the whole team's coming together makes it like, all right, because let's face it, you read some stuff, you're like, oh, the art's in this good, but the book kind of sucks. Or like, for me, I know this is unpopular opinion. I fucking hate the artwork in Kingdom Come. I hate that overdone brush paint look. I hate it. So, I mean, there's some stuff that can take you out of it because of artwork. I mean, this one is one that everything's working so well together. So yeah, spoilers, I guess, from here on out. And this is the first time we've ever done a spoiler warning because usually we don't give a shit. What we find is Earl, we get his flashback starting out in this early on in the book, and we see him as a puppy being given a treat by the master. So you think, oh, Earl is the master's dog, and he always was. That's the initial, like, no wonder he's loyal to him, you know? Matter of fact, he says something because Sophie gets in his face, like, you're his loyal dog. He's like, you're damn right I am. You know, he's always taking care of us.
Yeah, and it's the room is pink, and you're like, okay, well, it's rose tinted glasses that he's seeing.
Yeah, it didn't even register that it was anything other than dream colored type thing. Nope. Earl goes upstairs, and as the book goes on, again, we're intercutting back and forth between him and what the other dogs are doing outside looking for Victor near the punishment shed. And we'll just do one. I don't want to bounce back and forth. We'll just do one tangent at a time here. Actually, I take that back because you got to kind of end with Earl. But Earl eventually, as he goes upstairs and starts thinking about, because Sophie does accuse him of getting Victor killed by telling on him, you know, because she's like, we should run. He's like, if you run, he's like, what? You'll tell on me too and get me killed as well. You know, we're all going to die here. They're freaking out. It's like they killed Victor like it was nothing. He's going to kill us. But again, they're still arguing over their memories.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes upstairs though, and as he's upstairs and he's poking around, that memory of him getting fed the little biscuit by the master as a puppy expands, and sure enough, he belonged to a woman and who was killed and taken as a puppy back by our serial killer buddy. So we'll leave him we'll leave him there for now, and we'll go outside with the other dogs.
And so we're outside in the backyard, and they start trying to smell around for Victor. And before this, after Sophie accuses Earl of being a loyal dog, Rusty's like, no, I remember my master and stuff. You know, he's a killer. And Sophie confronts him. She's like, you didn't remember? He's like, no, but they listened to me, and I believe you. So
yeah, he laid that one out for her. So he's still favoring the paw, it looks like. So I'm guessing the paw was a fool, and we were speculating last time. So looks like he's still injured. But they got to the shed, and they cleverly, you know, they draw a little discolored lump around the area. They're thinking, okay, he shot him and buried him. You know, and again, we said there's a logical reason for this killer who still likes dogs to shoot this one, because this dog knows how to use
911,
the red button. So, or the gray button, I guess, for his point of view. I don't know. I don't have two cones.
It's a different color.
Yeah, it's that different shade of gray button. But poor bastard. They're sniffing around. It's like, it's blood. Is he in here? Is he in there? Oh, I think he's in the shed. Oh, he's in the punishment shed. And Sophie's the only one that dares go in there, which again is a little bit odd to me as far as storytelling goes, because dogs have been put in the punishment shed before. One of them should have at least, I know they have trouble remembering things, but you think you remember what was in this damn punishment shed.
Yeah, especially Rusty, as recently as he'd been in there.
As recently as he'd been there, yeah. So that one's one I'm going to need some answers on, you know. Because apparently you answered to me and my stupid ass. Sophie goes in there. We finally get a look in there. And instead of just being like a shed with like a metal collar or something, like some straw on the floor, it's just a miserable little scene shack, you know. Maybe it's a dirty dog bowl or something. Maybe a paddle or something like that, you know. General low-grade horror crap. No, they went full fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre on us here, man. Or like what Cruella DeVille would be like if she was real and not this cute, bubbly ass fucking Emma Watson anime eyes thing going on. She does got anime eyes, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I don't even like anime.
Huge eyes.
Huge eyes. She's cute.
I think they were worse than Haley Joel Osment's eyes.
So they kick open the doors of this juke joint, and Sophie comes out there screaming, run, and we get the vision inside the shack, and they've got 2 dog skulls, or maybe they still had the meat on them, like a pig head almost sort of thing. It looked like, and then Victor's pelt hanging from hooks. All right, guys, what the bloody fuck possessed you to think of this? Did you were you traumatized by the 101 Dalmatians and you just had to get out of your head somehow by traumatizing the rest of us with this bullshit? Is that what's going on there?
That was terrifying.
Again, and we said this before, we've seen a million movies where people kick open the door and there's human flesh hanging from crap. And it's like, okay, but the dog, You use the dog because you knew it's the only thing that's really going to affect us now because of how much we love animals. And again, the response you've elicited from us is the one you want. But as I said last time, seriously, guys, fuck you. This is.
I really want them to do a straight out full on horror story at some point.
I don't know, man. If this doesn't end with the guy singing "See My Vest," then he wasted all of our time, I feel.
Just Mr. Burns coming to buy pelts.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's been doing this entire time is making clothes from it. It's Mr. Burns' tailor. We didn't know. That's how he gets away with it. Mr. Burns would pay off the cops to ignore his, like, yeah, he kills a woman or two, but he makes a damn fine loafer.
Yeah.
This is horrible. This is what you guys have driven us to. We're trying to make jokes about Mr. Burns buying the pelts because we're so uncomfortable to talk about the reality of what this episode was or what this issue was. Dear God. And not only that, so to finish it off.
Yeah. That's just that was the appetizer for what's happening. That wasn't even the main course. That wasn't even the breaking point of this issue.
I'll let you drop it. They'll set you up for it. I'll let you drop the main course here. So we cut back to Earl, who's again remembering his past. And he remembers, of course, his woman being killed, being taken home by the killer, and then him being in Sophie's position where new dog and all the dogs were rushing him like we saw in the very first issue. And they all sniff him and they all sniff him. And we see all these new dog faces that are no longer around for some reason.
But they all kind of seemingly have a replacement type in the new set of dogs. There's a lot of them that are similar breeds.
Yeah. I'll have to go look at it and analyze it again.
Yeah. But Earl's kicking around in that room they're not supposed to be in, and he smells something. And it kicks off the memory of him with his treats and the new dogs and everything. So he pries open one of these.
And mind you, the whole time, we forgot to say the master's on his way home. The other dogs see the master coming in after they've been trying to escape from the fence and stuff like that because they're panicking the shit now.
So he pulls open this locker door, and you see this Avon just sitting there, and it's 9 mounted heads of the previous dogs, and yeah, Earl's caught by the master.
In our flash panel, the last panel is this Earl standing in front of this trophy room of dog heads and him turning on his master and growling and the master screaming bad dog.
With a gun in his hand, with the shotgun in his hand.
Come here, Lucy, baby. Oh, yes. Let me give you some pets right now. Let me stop the show through up on you. Yeah. You guys have got to pay us off in the next issue. Like, I'm serious. Like, the dogs have got to tie this guy down to a chair and go Mr. Orange on him. Like,
yeah.
That's the only way to redeem this thing. I want to shh and razor blade scene, except for don't cut away with it like that pussy Tarantino did.
You have the dogs put on the same song in the background too. I'm totally okay with that.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Yep.
Clowns to the left of me. Asshole murderers to the right, apparently. This was, I think, all right. So honestly, in all fairness, this was so kind of extreme that I think the other one hit me a little bit harder. I think issue 3 hit me harder with Victor being shot because it was so much more real. The skin and the dogs keeping them as trophies thing is, I'm not saying that couldn't happen, but like it's a little more fucking bonkers and out there and leading more into the realm of the dogs. I'm at a loss for words because I think I need to understand his relationship with what he thinks of the dogs. Are they all trophies that he keeps until the time he wants to stuff them and mount them because they're trophies of his kills? Or
if he kept them because they passed on, they were old.
Yeah. Or did he kill them all like Victor, and skin them all? I'm curious as to I get that's what I think they're implying with that is that he murdered them all or shot them all before their time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to get the killer the benefit of the doubt by any means here. I just, his relationship with these trophies is definitely something that I would like explained more, that I don't know if it would do anything for the story. Maybe it's better to have it as a mystery, but I don't know if it would take anything away either. I think I'd like to understand it better. Yeah. I'm going back to my original assessment.
Yeah, because it's one thing to be a serial killer, kill women, and take the dogs for trophies, but then taking another layer and serial killing dogs and keeping those trophies.
So like, hey man, I heard you like serial killing, so we put some serial killing in your serial killing.
They totally went with exhibit on this.
Serialception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys. Why? Why? What was the point of doing this to us? We've been so good to you. Why? Why do you hurt us so?
I think it's in going back and with people craving the nostalgia factor and then shitting on anything new that's not as good as stuff that we had back in the day. I think this is a perfect mixture of a new story done in a nostalgic way that people would enjoy.
You could say the same thing and vice versa, though. This is a common story told in a new way. I mean, not common so much, but we've had, serial killers who done it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time you've ever seen it told from the absolute most vulnerable person involved, not the human being, but the animal.
Yeah.
So we can't praise it enough just because we're really, really enjoying it. And each issue has gotten better and better. I do think 3 was a little more emotionally stunning for me because we get Victor's actual death. And this was just them discovering things, some horrific things that were kind of like, oh, that's we're going a little bit farther than I thought we were going already in a story about, a guy murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. We're this long we're far along. We're this far along for the ride. So I'll finish it out with you guys.
Oh yeah. We're totally invested. I was invested first issue.
Well, yes, I just meant like this crazy crap is not throwing me off the Bronco yet.
Oh yeah. No.
Any final thoughts on it, man?
The amount of dialogue that we got in this issue, I think, was just enough to create that tension between the dogs and their panic that they had set in when they realized the master was coming home.
Well, they got out of the way early and then they let the panels tell the rest of the story the way they do it. Again, it's a lot of things that the panels are paced well, but if you guys get to animate this, it'll be even better.
Mm-hmm.
You get to decide, how fast I flip through it at that point. But it's all the tension in the house escalating from at least the dogs are safe to not even the dogs are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Was done slow and well enough, even over only really 2 or 3 issues, to the point where we're still, having questions as to the dire nature of it all and what this guy's intentions truly are towards it. We just saw that he has dog head stuffed and mounted, and we're still questioning the true nature of what he's trying to get accomplished here. So I'm not sure how much explanation we're going to get in the last book or how much it's going to be left to a mystery, but I hope they do wrap it up. I don't think that this is a story that I don't want a sequel to it. As far as like the dogs go live with another killer, the dogs start a detective agency or start hunting down another killer. You know what I mean? Just
dogs to bounty hunters.
And it's all good until Ralph or Earl says something racist. He'll be the one that says something racist this time. Bloodhound. Yeah. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you again. Thank you so much for joining us. Please read this book. It's damn amazing. It's one of my favorite creator comic books right now out there. I think I'm enjoying it more than Noctera and Undiscovered Country. And I'm really enjoying Undiscovered Country. So yeah,
guys, go out and buy this. This is great. I just gotta say thank you guys for giving us this story. Thank you all for drawing it out. And Trish, thank you for signing those books I'm sending you. They should get there sometime this week.
That doesn't make us sound like we're in the pocket of anyone at all, does it?
No, not at all. Hey, I asked, and the worst she could say was no, but she was polite enough to say yes, she would sign some books for me. So
it was very kind of her.
Yes.
It was very kind of her. Wish you would have let me know. I would have snuck one of mine in there, but I guess this is a mercenary sort of effort. Thought we were a team. Go figure. You're just going to be shot in that fucking punishment shed, aren't you? Let me get skinned and hung up there like everybody else. Fucking rat bastard.
No, I'm just going to be Emo Gene and I'm just going to sit there and
nudge things occasionally.
Yeah. Hey, do this.
Snorlax the dog. Yeah, man. I don't have any other final thoughts. I think we've said what we need to say on this. This one was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, I mean, it was all kind of suspenseful psycho, and now we've gone completely like, you know, the hills have eyes on us now.
Mm-hmm.
You went Wes Craven the early years, man. It's kind of getting rough. So, guys, please like, subscribe, go get some comic books. Check out Madness Comics in Denton, Texas. Check out this series specifically. And say hi to your mother for me.